Hello, my name is Howard Cam, and this is my research proposal for the final proposition. So I will be researching how the impact of the model minority myth on Asian American students' mental health and academic experience in California. My motivation for this research comes from a desire to understand how large-scale structures shape individual experiences, especially within marginalized groups. The model minority myth, which stereotypes Asian Americans as universally successful and problem-free, has a significant implication for mental health and educational equity. While it can be seen as a positive stereotype, it systematically silences a and struggles and creates immense pressure to conform to unrealistic expectations. This research uses a critical race theory framework and a qualitative secondary data analysis approach to explore this issue. So this leads me to my primary research question, which is how does the model minority myth impact the mental health and academic experiences of Asian American students in California? And to explore this further, I am also asking how do students internalize or resist the stereotype? What coping mechanisms do they employ, and how does the myth affect their help-seeking behaviors? My research is grounded in uh, critical race theory, which provides a framework for analyzing how race is embedded into institutions and everyday life. Existing research confirms the harm of this myth, with Cho and Feigen arguing that it functions as a form of racial oppression, not as a complement. A study by Chang and colleagues found that internalizing these stereotypes influenced how Asian Americans perceived their mental health needs and often led them to downplaying personal struggles more. And more recently, research from Macaulay during the COVID-19 pandemic showed that the rising anti-Asian sentiment and the weight of the stereotype intensified feelings of anxiety and identity conflicts. Across these studies, the key finding is that the myth contributes to emotional suppression, increased stress, and creates barriers to seeking help. So, my study will use a within-group cross-sectional qualitative design. I will be conducting a secondary data analysis of existing anonymized interview transcripts from peer-reviewed qualitative studies. With my target population being Asian American high school and college students in California. The data sources are from published interviews such that their studies like Macaulay. They provide rich first-hand narratives that are relevant to my research. Um, I will also be analyzing this data using thematic analysis, specifically domain analysis as outlined in Newman, 2014. My coding structure will be focused on three main themes, which is model minority myth, internalization, and academic pressure, and mental health and well-being. So lastly, I expect to find that students who strongly internalize the myth will report higher levels of stress and lower help-seeking behaviors. I also anticipate finding narratives of resistance where students actively challenge these stereotypes. And my overall hypothesis is that the analysis will reveal a complex relationship between myth internalization and mental health. Mediated by factors like family, peers, and institutional support. I believe students navigate these conflicting cultural expectations using creative strategies, um, even while experiencing significant psychological cost. The goal of this research is to add nuance to the existing literature and inform the development of more culturally responsive support systems in schools and mental health services. Thank you so much. My name is Howard Kim, and this is my final presentation.